Jess here with your July 2020 month-long reading. Don't forget that you can also check your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, stellium, all kinds of things. It's a choose your own adventure story, and you can do with all, there's a lot you can do just, you know, piecing things together as you will. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start to pull some cards while you're reading. Okay, so Sagittarius. Some of you guys have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. It's your neighboring sign, so that often happens because a lot of planets don't go too far away from the sun. So you might want to check out the Scorpio reading because this is very, very similar energy. But I'm really seeing that you guys have some kind of choice this month, and you are really considering your own success here. There's something that that you love with the Ace of Cups that's coming out here. Something about your own fulfillment, and also some of you guys could be considering true love. You could be considering your spirituality, your wholeness as a person. You have this very wise approach, and I feel like it's giving you a lot of ideas in your mind. You're in a very emotional space this month, and I feel like you're finding yourself really inspired by something here with the Page of Pentacles. There's something that you want to move towards. This came out in the Scorpio reading as well, in a different position. But so you are holding yourself back here in some regard. You're holding back this primal nature because I feel like you're trying to kind of get the lay of the land here. And you're also, like, a lot of you guys are going inside of yourselves. You might have some kind of meditation process. You are like really trying to get clear on a lot of this stuff because, oh my gosh, this is such similar energy to the Scorpio reading, you guys. So yeah, with the World card, it's like, I feel like a lot of you guys want to travel, but you have some kind of choice to be made here with the Gemini card because there's a part of you that you just don't feel like is getting its time, you know? You guys, and here's the thing, classic Sagittarius, like a big soul mission for anyone with heavy Sag in their chart is they have to battle their human self that is emerging from the lower primal self. And I don't mean bad when I mean primal self. This is like in psychology when they talk about the id, the ego, and the superego. And this is like the nature of Sagittarius, you know, where it's like you're all three of these things and they all kind of have to have a balance. But a lot of times Sagittarians have like very strong urges to like travel, you know, and things like that. And you consider it as a Sag against your spiritual goals and your spiritual concerns and your high ideals for being a person. And that's exactly what's happening here. So you are trying to use your mind. A lot of you guys are studying and doing some kind of research, possibly on spirituality. Maybe you guys have like a Scorpio friend that you guys want to go traveling with or something, because this energy is so similar. But yeah, I feel like in the past you have been like really confused, you know, and you had a lot of fears kind of showing up. Maybe your emotions felt like they were all over the place and you couldn't really see the forest through the trees here. And now I feel like you've gotten that a little bit more under control, or you will be. Like you're going to start to find a little bit more peace here and a little bit more acceptance of whatever it is in your external circumstance that's really, there's something in your external circumstance that I feel like is causing you to feel uncomfortable. You have the Slave card coming up here. So light attribute, surrendering to your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. So like I said, there is some kind of choice here. And then the shadow attribute, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. So some of you guys, it's like you're deciding whether, should I stay or should I go? Basically, because there's some kind of, some of you guys do, you feel controlled. Possibly this is like a mother figure here with the moon in the background, plus with the high priestess, this is also moon energy, or this Queen of Wands. Some of you, this is like a boss person, you know, that has this kind of aggressive nature. This person, you know, they seem like really maybe reserved and powerful for sure. Like on the surface, they don't really talk, but maybe when you talk to this person, you realize that they have this more like feisty side and you don't really know how to deal with this person, how to approach this person, because I do feel like this is a very authoritative kind of energy that's coming through that you're dealing with. So you have a choice to make, because you want to be around people that you like. You want to be in an environment where you feel free, where you feel loved, you know, where you feel like you can find love. Some of you guys might literally be looking for love. So you're considering taking on some kind of an adventure. And as a Sagittarius, it's something that I feel like you guys are, again, I'm like, this might as well be Scorpio part 2. But like a lot of you guys, well, for Saggies though, like with the Gemini card here, you are trying to birth this higher mind, because I feel like there's some part of you that understands that your education and that your life is a holistic process, and that you're birthing this high Jupiter energy, this high Jupiter mind. You're really trying to find like this trust here, and you're trying to find out where you belong and where your community is. You want to take control of your life, you know, you do. And like I said, some of you guys, like, you are doing a lot of research. Maybe you are turning to divination a lot more. You're reading up on that kind of a thing. You're definitely trying to take control of your own spirituality. You're looking at this holistically and from a very spiritual point of view. And you're defining your own success, because I feel like you don't necessarily agree with like whoever this boss figure is, or this very authoritative figure, which, I mean, I'm just really like getting that this could be some kind of work environment thing, especially like I just looked up and saw the 8 of Pentacles. That, you know, their definition of success is like you slaving away, working yourself to the bone for them. You don't necessarily agree with that. And so you're going within and making and stoking your own fires of what you think, what you want for your life, your own vision. Because in the 10 of Pentacles, I feel like you're going to start to find like there's magic in the mundane here. You guys have done like a lot of work on your mental state, I feel like. There is like this melancholic attitude, because that's kind of coming over you, because you're trying so hard to figure out what the right choice is, and like what the right way is, you know. And I think you're starting to find out this month that it's not just about like comparing facts and figures, you know, or like these quantifiable things. You have to consider your emotions, because I think you're realizing that in the past, that's what was out of whack. That's what was out of balance. You were all over the place because, you know, I feel like there was something in the past where like you couldn't really get a grip, you know, on something, and you didn't know, you know, it was like it was running in the background of your mind. Something was running in the background of your mind, some kind of subconscious fear, you know. And maybe that's, so you guys maybe stayed in this place, this like work environment or situation that's not really working out. Like, and maybe some of you guys, like, it's like you do have friends. You do have friends here. But you are trying to, like, a lot of you are turning to spirituality in a big way, in a way that's really nice, really admirable, really like, you are working your spirituality. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're engaged with it. You are on fire for it here with the Queen of Wands. This is a witchy queen. This is like high spiritual energy that's coming from you guys. And you're balancing out to the two forces. You're balancing out your inner masculine, your inner feminine. You're trying to look at this logically. But like I said, I feel like what's different this month is you're considering your own emotional fulfillment. You're listening to wisdom, and not just, you know, not just only the air sign aspects, but you're pulling in water, which I feel like is really, because you want to be in your power. This is ultimately about your own fulfillment and stepping up into your own power and living your life. Like, that's something that you are really, and it's not even in like a rah kind of way, even though we have the Strength card here. But there seems to be some kind of obstacle. So I do feel like maybe you guys are trying to make a plan or something. This like fell off the top of the card because I've only been pulling one, but it is the Mentor card, and I'm getting that it's a shadow attribute of this, of inability to allow students to move onto the role of master, imparting false instruction. I do feel like there's somebody here where it's like they have ulterior motives in order to keep their own position or something like that, because they want to be like the teacher, and everybody else has to just, you don't feel like there's any room for you to grow or be empowered. Not really. They put on a good show, but behind the scenes, it's like, it's all about whoever's in charge, you know. And you kind of get the sense that this person is going to sabotage anyone who like shows that they're like competent or wants to step up in a leader position. Like, this person's or group or boss figure or some kind of authority or situation wants to keep you small forever. And I feel like you felt dependent on this person or institution in the past, you know. And I feel like you almost feel like you lost your sense of self here. But there's something that it's like bringing about this really beautiful energy. I feel like you guys are, through this, you've almost become really conscious of like your emotional state. And it's bringing you into some kind of different vibration here so that you can go after your hopes and dreams. And that you can heal. There's something going on internally for you guys, like major. And I feel like in the past it was maybe a little bit unpleasant and something quite confusing. And it was confusing because people were hiding who they really were. People were hiding their motive, like their actual motives and what they actually want. Because I feel like you're just around people who don't really want to work together and who are super ambitious and super competitive with one another. And you want to find where you belong. You know, and you want to trust in life, and you want to trust in the people around you, and you want to trust that people who have their skills are going to be the ones who have the opportunities. But that doesn't seem to be in the cards for you. Yeah, but with this star, it's like, again, like there's something about self and relationship here. There's definitely like again, I don't know if you guys have a friend, maybe you guys want to leave, maybe you guys want to do some kind of traveling or something. There's something that you want to go after. And it's like, again, there's this Saggy imagery of like merging the heavens and the earth. That's what you're here to do, right? And guess what, you guys? So major part of the journey, the soul, Sagittarius, the 9th house, most important house. This is what astrologers, Vedic astrologers say. Because at the soul's journey, right around Leo, right? Is when the soul starts to really get immersed. Well, Cancer, Leo, like that's when the soul starts to really get immersed in materialism. Then you like move along in Virgo. The soul uses that mercurial energy to be fully steeped in materialism and in the material world, but using that very observant Mercury energy, your opposite sign, Gemini, to become aware that that's not really enough. And then in Libra, you know, relationships are considered material in Vedic philosophy, but you know, with relationships, then that's still considered material, and you have that mercurial energy with you now, and it starts to be like, well, maybe this isn't really enough. It's not enough for me to try and integrate certain qualities in myself externally through another person. I have to start working internally. And then Scorpio is when the soul really sits stagnant with a lot of emotions and it craves this deeper meaning. And then in Sagittarius, that's the choice. That's the turn. And a lot of times it requires a breaking of a group. It requires you to break away from a group. Usually it's a family group, but you can take that as like some kind of soul family group that you've like thus far you've traveled with. So a lot of times some Sagittarius can feel a strong pull to pull away from a group that's not in line with their values, not their higher self values. You could feel that this group brings out the worst in you in some ways, you know, and that you're starting to become conscious and aware that there is something better for you out there, and that you just need to leave this group and figure out what it is. That's kind of what I'm getting. But it's like, I feel like it's costing you some kind of stability here. So you're tempted to stay, and it's like, oh my gosh, you guys, I shuffled these cards, I saged them, and we're just getting so much similar energy. But there's a lot of overlap with signs that are right next to each other, so it's not weird. I'm just like surprised. I'm so surprised that it's coming out like so similar. But yeah, like I don't know, I just feel with the Devil card, like again, somebody might make you an offer. Like there's something that I feel like this group has their hooks in you somehow, like whether it's monetary security, the promise of maybe one day being able to like move up in some kind of way, but then there's this fantasy and this dream, but it's like it scares you because I feel like it's going to cost you your material security in some way. So you keep fantasizing about it, daydreaming about it, and whether or not you know it, it's like you're manifesting it, and you're getting some kind of insight. I feel like you guys want to leave, man. I feel like you guys want to leave, you know. You're afraid of people's reactions though, and if it's going to be a fight, so there's like you're keeping it to yourself, like you're being kind of sneaky about it, but it's causing you some kind of anxiety, and you're really thinking about like, should I stay or should I go? I mean, this is like, so yeah, a lot of you guys are withdrawing in yourself. Some of you guys don't want to let people down because you do feel like maybe you are a part of some kind of mission. You feel like people rely on you in some kind of way here, that your boss would be let down or something, you know, and definitely that you're giving up you're giving up something stable, possibly even like some kind of promotion or something. So you know you have to make this choice. But what's beautiful is you are like turning to your spirituality here. And I think you just want peace. Like you really want peace. There's somebody that maybe you look up to with the Six of Cups that could help you. And somebody maybe that from your past, maybe there's a place that you want to go. Maybe some of you guys are living away from home and you just really want to go home. But I feel like you're really excited to do this. You're just really confused and self-protected and tired. So let's see. And I did this for Scorpio too, and it just didn't really want, you know, I don't like to tell people what decisions to make. I don't think that's the point of divination or living a human life. But let's just see what information can the tarot give us about which decision that you're going to make. So what can you tell us? So many haven't even asked a question. What can you tell us if Saggy stays? Ah! Well, yours was a lot clearer than Scorpio. Oh my gosh. So, just a reminder to always make your own decisions. You have to, you know, ultimately judge what's right for you, and nothing, no one on this planet will ever take away your karmic responsibility to fully and consciously live a human life. That being said, I really think that you guys need a shake up. Like this is, first of all, major arcana both on this side of leaving. Judgment, like just making a judgment call, waking up, like realizing that something about the situation is toxic and not all that you thought that it was going to be, and allowing a new day to dawn. Celine Dion, a new day has come. Just like living your soul, like living your soul life here. And this presents as well. This is like Pluto, the furthest planet away from the sun, right? Like the deepest, darkest recesses of our psyche in the sun. There is something that just, you're going to melt away here. There's a part of you, like I said, it's this becoming really conscious. This is Saggy. Oh, look, we have a horse. But like, this is like Pluto represents like our lower self, like, and then the sun is like our conscious self. Like, this is what I'm saying. See these just like kind of stacked energies. So it's like, this is exactly the balance that you're going for, is like with the judgment, right? Allowing this process. It's not bad. Like, I don't really believe in things like that. But, well, I do. It's complicated. But, you know, it's like allowing this to fuel your journey into selfhood. And living a happy life. That's what Saggies deserve, to live a happy life. That's what you guys are here for. And you bring happiness to people. You are very like people focused. And also there's something about knowledge here and personal knowledge. Like you're gaining some kind of personal knowledge because you just have more heartbreak and work for, you know, an isolation if you stay, basically. Now, it's not saying that you don't need to have some kind of plan and approach this very consciously. You know, there's this primal part of yourself, you're holding it back. And I almost feel like it's like rocket fuel. You're like pushing it down there and it's building up pressure. And then it's just going to push you out of this situation, you know? So that it does tell you, there's something about like holding it back and holding back this storm until you're ready to leave. The same thing came through. Sorry that I'm like hiccuping. The same thing came through with Scorp, but it's like, it's a known quantity if you guys stay. I think you know that. There's some kind of betrayal involved. I don't think that, and I almost think that you guys are talented. You're skillful in whatever it is that you're doing, and wherever you're at, it's like this person or job or something, like they're lucky to have you, and you want some recognition there, but you're not going to get it. Like, I feel like you guys deserve some kind of promotion or something, but you're not going to get it. And you just have to call a spade here. Like, this seems like kind of a toxic work environment. And I just feel like you're going to get some kind of clarity here. Once you get away from, I kind of feel like you need to get away from this group of people. So that is what I have for you, Saggies. I can't wait to check in with you guys next month and see how everything's working out for you. Also, some of you guys, maybe there's like a person that you're going to meet. That was coming through for Scorp too, but Gemini is your counterpart sign. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you have a good month. Bye.